Dave Accorda, Conas Tashiv, and was you come on? Ta? Harbor. Tell me some of the things that you got up to today. Oh, sounds interesting. Sounds very interesting. You know what? I'm absolutely dead right if I do say so myself. Sound is very interesting. Question for you. Have you ever wondered how we hear sounds and music? I want you to do me a favour. Ready? I want you to close your eyes. We're going to explore what you can hear. Ready? Okay, here comes the first sound. What is that? What can you hear? Ask yourself, does it sound near? Does it sound far away? Is it a high-pitched noise or is it a lower sound? Last question. Do you like the sound? Let's hear a few more. Here we go. Close your eyes. What about that one? Does it sound near or far? Do you know what it is? Maybe you're coming up with a picture in your head as you're hearing it. Do you like the sound? Is it a high-pitched sound or is it a lower sound? Let's do another one. Yeah, now that's a lovely sound. That one reminds me of springtime. I can hear them in the trees as the sun is shining and the sun's hitting my face and I'm out in the fresh air. That's what that sounds remind me of. Okay, now it's your turn. Today, boys and girls, we're going to make some music. And we're going to do it a couple of different ways. You know, sounds are amazing things. Did you know that if you hear a sound or a song that reminds you of holidays, for example, and if you were happy on that holiday, that sound can actually make you feel happy. It's incredible, isn't it? Here's another question for you. Have you ever wondered how we can hear? Actually, even before that, have you ever wondered what sound is? I want you to do something else. I want you to hold your hands up like this, and we're going to give them a clap. Did you hear that? Try it yourselves. Very good. You see, like light, sound travels through the air in waves. Sound is an energy, and it's made by air molecules vibrating. So when you clap your hands, the air around your hands shakes. This is the air molecules vibrating. Now, when air molecules inside your ear vibrate, they shake these tiny little hairs that you have on the inside of your ears. And those hairs are connected to nerves under the skin. So you can imagine, this is a hair, this is your skin, and there's a nerve underneath here. So these nerves here send a message to your brain, telling you that you heard a noise. So your brain is sitting there reading the morning paper, and next thing it gets a message saying that there was a noise, and it might go, "What was that?" Because your brain can now hear it, because your nerve sent a message to the brain saying, "I heard a noise. The hair that I'm attached to moved," which means we can hear something. Now, as I mentioned, sound is all to do with vibrations. These vibrations travel through the air until they reach our ears. These traveling vibrations are called sound waves. Surf the sound waves. These sound waves can be very strong. Now, what I have here is a bodhrán that I borrowed from Múinteoir John. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some rice down here. Watch. So I have my big bowl of rice, and I'm just going to take a few of them, and I'm going to sprinkle them on our red sheet of paper. It doesn't have to be a red sheet of paper, it can just be a table. But so you'll see the rice, I've put it down on the red piece of paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bang this bell on beside the rice. And we're going to see if we can make the rice vibrate with sound waves. Ready? What do you think is going to happen? Are we going to see any movement? Are we going to see the rice go flying with loads of sound waves? Or are we going to see a little bit of movement? Have you made your predictions? Okay, here we go. Watch. Whoa! Did you see the rice moving? I didn't even touch them and they were jumping around and hopping. That's because the vibration of the sound waves is moving the rice. Here's another quick example. I want you to take your hand and put it on your throat like this. And I just want you to say a few words. And while you're saying a few words, you might notice something. Can you feel it? Can you feel it in your fingers? Your throat shakes when you speak. This is because your vocal cords that you use to speak are vibrating. Let's do a quick recap. So remember, sound is energy caused by vibration that creates waves. Now, what's really interesting about sound is that sound can create different emotions in people. Some people can enjoy certain sounds and other people hate them. Just like music. See, music is all about preference. It's literally what you prefer. So you might like heavy metal. And someone else might like classical music. Now, both of these genres of music require a really high level of skill. So when someone says, that music is terrible, is that really fair to say? Are they correct in saying that? Not exactly. It just means that they don't really care for whatever type of music they're listening to. Music is an incredible thing. It's been around for thousands and thousands of years. And the most amazing thing about music is that it can be made from basically anything. You don't actually need a big expensive instrument to make music. Let me show you what I mean. Look at your hands. Hold them up. Lovely hands. Let's think about what noises you can make with your hands alone. Can you snap your fingers? Can you make different pitches with your hands? And of course, the obvious one is what I just did. It's to clap them. But there are loads of different sounds you can make. Let's look at our mouths next. What noises can you make with your mouth? And I don't mean singing, I mean noises. Can you make a popping noise? Can you keep a beat? Maybe you can whistle. In fact, with your face alone, there's so many things you can do. I've got a great way of proving that sound is all to do with vibrations. And we're going to make a fun musical instrument at the same time. Follow me. So, let's have a look at my bottles over here. I'm going to move my rice to the side. I'm going to move my bell on up here. Now, what I have is 5 glass bottles. I have a spoon and I've got some water. Watch this. The sound is pretty much the same, maybe some tiny differences. But watch what happens when I pour some water into each bottle. So what have we done here? Well, we've poured different amounts of water into each bottle. And now, just so you can see it clearly, I'm going to pour a little bit of food colouring in. And here. And just so it looks pretty, we're going to give them a bit of a mix. So we can get some funky colours here. So, when our bottles were empty, they all sounded the same. Let's see what happens now. Whoa! Let's try that again. They all have different tones. Pretty cool, right? So what's happening here? Well, because we filled up our glasses with different amounts of water, there's less room in each one for the glass to vibrate as we hit it with a spoon. So this one right here gives us a lower sound because the glass has less room to vibrate because there's liquid in it. Whereas this one over here has a much higher sound. This is because there's way less liquid in this one, so the glass has more room to vibrate. Now, I want to show you something even cooler. You ready? If I take the glass, what did you notice there? Well, for a start, they're all different notes. But the bottles are now the opposite way around. So when I hit this one with a spoon, it gave me the highest note. When I hit this one with the spoon, it gave me the lowest note. Now, it's the other way around. This is now the highest note when I blow into it. And this one is now the lowest note. Huh. Now, why do you think that is? Remember, sound is all to do with vibrations. Any guesses? I'm going to give you 5 seconds. Time's up. I'm going to need an answer. Here we go. If there's less liquid in the bottle, it means that there's more room for the glass to vibrate, so you get a higher note. But if we blow into the bottle, it's not the glass vibrating that's making the sound, it's the air we're blowing into it. So in the same way that the glass has more room to vibrate, when we blow into it, the air has more room to vibrate. So when there's less liquid, we get a lower note. How about this one? Any ideas? We see that one's called the Rockstar Teacher. I wrote it myself. I'm just joking, I just made that up on the spot. Hey, I've got a great idea. Why don't you at home see if you can make your own musical instruments out of any household items? You might discover that your homemade instrument sounds differently depending on how you play it. Or get an adult to help you fill some glasses and compose your own music. Now, it doesn't have to be long neck bottles like this unless you're planning on blowing into them as well. Otherwise, a normal glass would do. Now remember, there's no right or wrong way to compose music, so have fun with it. Why not get a grown-up to record some of your songs? We'd love to hear them. You never know. It could be the start of a brilliant musical career. Slán!